of Spokane's worst alcoholics from what the police say.
I've been in and out of jail most of my life since I was 18 because of my drinking and stuff.
I grew up in a broken home. And what I mean by a broken home, there was a lot of sexual abuse, there was a lot of emotional abuse, there was a lot of physical abuse. In 2003, on March 23rd at 3:30 a.m., my stepfather had set our house on fire.
I've got the third most arrest in Spokane history, like 108 times. And every time is because I've been drinking.
I know if I continue to drink, I'm gonna end up dead, just like everybody's always said.
Hotspotters is a collaboration with several other agencies, primarily mental health and nonprofit focused organizations that are able to dedicate resources to people that are in crisis, and specifically people that are extreme utilizers of the system.
We saw the same people over and over in the ER that had really, really high needs. These people had really fallen down and were really living at rock bottom. They were people that weren't just going through tough times, they were going through the toughest times.
They're usually folks that are struggling with more than one disorder, whether it's a substance abuse or dependence disorder combined with a mental illness, combined with medical problems, combined with poverty. A lot of these people are probably struggling from a history of trauma and are attempting to cope with that trauma, and probably not in a very healthy way, but the best way that they know how.
And as a result, they're constantly using services far greater levels than the average citizen. And those services can be anything from the hospital to the jail system to the fire department to the ambulance corps to social services. And if we can interact with those folks and do interventions with them and get them housing and get them on their meds and get them chemical dependency counseling, we can really reduce the amount of utilization that they need on any given day just to survive. And that saves the whole community a tremendous amount of money.
Kind of the spark that got it started was when Brian Schaefer, the assistant fire chief, sent out an email that said, here's this person that's using the fire department a tremendous amount, to all these leaders, how can we make an impact on this? And the Medical Society coalesced around that email and formed a group, and we started expanding on that.
What can we do to reduce emergency department trips, whether it was ambulance transport or walk-ins, and how can we serve this person the best with the resources that we have? When a hotspotter is identified and they sign the consent form that allows them to enter into our program to where we can openly collaborate with that customer's best interest in mind, when that happens, it's almost magical, because resources and ideas and different perspectives all come from the group, and we're able to provide better treatment to that person. And the goal ultimately is to have them live safely and contribute to society and not be in crisis.
I will develop and move out of this situation.
This time I want to stop. I'm tired of living on the streets.
I plan on being housed, not going to the emergency room unless it's an emergency. My health getting better.
The hotspotters have looked out for me. Like I've told them before, that I didn't have too many people in my life do that for me. I changed, I don't, maybe it's from a higher power, I don't know, but now I care about what people think. And I really appreciate all the help that the hotspotters have given me.
Our goal is really about the quality of life in the neighborhoods, in the people that we serve through our homeless programs, It's really about enhancing the quality of life for citizens wherever they are.
If we can introduce that person to housing and case management and counseling and get them stable to where they don't need 27 rides in the ambulance and 27 ER visits and all the interaction with the court systems or the police department, we can save hundreds of thousands of dollars per person if we can get them stable. That's the financial side of the argument. There's a much more profound and, in my opinion, more important part of this argument, which is the moral side of the argument. You know, how can we give people human dignity? How can we give people the respect and the compassion that they deserve as human beings and members of our community?
I think they really want help, and this is the only way they have to communicate through their actions that they want help. And that's why I think this program is going to be so successful and has been, because deep down, if we push a little bit of our help onto them, eventually we break through and they do amazing things.